coming up. Let's do it. I want you to get excited about your life.
Here we go, in 10.
Stand by, camera 6.
If it's happening now, you're going to deal with it now.
Stand by, Dr. Phil.
Hello everybody, I am Dr. Phil. Today we have a good show for you today. Okay, we have America coming in. They're going to talk about their foreign policies because they're having a little bit of trouble with some other countries in their relationships, okay? So why don't we let America come on out?
Hey, thanks guys.
Hello America.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
Hey.
Alright, let's just dive on in, shall we? So, America, we've heard a lot of complaints about your policies and relationships with the countries that you've been with. Now, let's just clear it up right off the bat, shall we? What are your goals, your morals? Like, what do you want to get out of these relationships, America? Okay.
You know, man, I just think of it like I'm the nice guy in these relationships. Like, I work with other countries diplomatically and all that schniz. But here's the real deal. I've got to carry a big stick, man. If you ain't got power, you ain't got authority, and I want authority. So, you just gotta claim your territory, man. No claim, no gain. You know what I'm saying?
No, not exactly. Let's just clear up for people at home, okay? Are you saying it's okay to push people around when you're in a relationship?
No. Like, I wouldn't say I'm, like, pushing people around. I would say, like, I'm, like, aggressively helping them.
Would you say that's the case with Haiti and the Dominican Republic? I see how you're helping them, but couldn't you argue you overstepped your boundaries a little bit? You know, I mean, the Roosevelt corollary was a little harsh, don't you think?
Okay, let me explain the corollary here. I just wanted to help these guys out, and Europe just kept getting in the way of that. So, with this corollary, I just allowed our country to just step in to these Latin American countries if Europe decided to come and intervene with anything at all. So, I don't want one of those open relationships people talk about. Like, I'm just not that kind of guy. And if someone's threatening, like, my power or dominance, like, I'm just not gonna let it happen.
But, America, don't you think you took this a little too far? I mean, with the Dominican Republic, you took control of their finances and put your military in command from 1906 until 1916. With Haiti, it's great that you put down a revolution, but then you drafted a constitution for them and had your military stay there until 1934. I mean, isn't that just a little too much, America?
Okay, let's be honest, they wouldn't have made it without me. And I don't know, I'm just a powerful country, and I help these gals, like Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and I would even say, like, Nicaragua, they would not have been the same without me, so.
America, funny you mentioned Nicaragua, because today we have a special guest. Why don't you come on out, Nicaragua? Come on out.
Oh, gracias.
Hello, Nicaragua. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think you were having some troubles in about 1909, correct? Please explain that to us and how you and America got involved.
1909, a revolution broke out in my country. The people were going crazy, inspired by those local American miners. I didn't think they had a chance, but then two came and helped the rebels. You seized our customs houses, completely taking trade out of our hands. We finally got peace. Entonces, tus Americanos bankers gave us loans for our new government. I thought that was so kind, muy simpático. Pero every loan they gave us, they became más powerful. We had a new government in the peace, one that tus Americanos had control in. All of my people loved you, and you took advantage of it. When my people rebelled, un otro tiempo, you brought más troops in and took control again. You and William Howard Taft. You left your military in our country for 10 years. 10 años! Unidos.
Hey baby, calm down, calm down. It's called dollar diplomacy, okay? You wanted to put investments in your less developed country. I helped you, you helped me. Little win-win situation. I give you peace, money, and everything you ever need to thrive. What did I get? Just a little bit of power.
Señorato, siglo no agujero que tú veniste por.
Thank you, Nicaragua. Okay, after this short break, we're gonna have Colombia come out and talk to us about how they were affected by America's policy. Welcome back, folks. Thanks for tuning in. In case you don't know, today we are talking about America's foreign policies and relationships with other countries during the Progressive Era. You know, America just talked to Nicaragua back then. We're just gonna jump on to our next guest, Colombia. Hello, Colombia. Thank you for joining us today. Now, I know that your relationship with America has been a bit rocky, to say the least. Where did this relationship start, and has it always been this rocky with America?
It all started with a French compania who built a canal on our isthmus. They were almost done, but I guess it didn't work out because they stopped, so we thought that was all over, but then Los Estados Unidos came in and said they wanted a canal. So we sent over a diplomat, Thomas Seren, to la Casa Blanca de los Estados Unidos. Tu país, tu country, pressured them into signing an agreement to give to 6-mile-wide canal zone across my beautiful Colombia.
No homes, that agreement had some great terms. It was a great policy. We could have been great together. So, we have got some wonderful insight from Latin countries who have had relations with our guest, America. We're going to bring out one final guest today to talk about their relationship with America. Come on out, Cuba.
Hola, hola chicas, hola chicos.
Oh, Cuba, thanks for joining us today. So, Cuba, we know that you're just getting out of a rough, and some may say abusive, relationship with Spain. If I'm not mistaken, America actually helped you get out of that relationship.
Would be correcto.
How did this relationship with the United States turn on you? Don't be afraid to speak your mind.
I was trying to get out of a rough relationship with España, as you mentioned. I thought they were all so majestic, the Rough Riders. Teddy Roosevelt caught my eye, and he was the leader of them all. He helped me out of a dark place, and I gained independencia from Spain. He even agreed to give me more independence than all those other Latin American countries in my same position, el mismo. I felt special, loved. Little did I know, he got a hold on me. As I was trying to settle in, he gave me an ultimatum. I thought I was independent. I wrote my own constitution, and I did my own thing. Then Los Estados Unidos told me I would be independent if I signed a simple agreement with them. I owed them everything, these Rough Riders. They had saved my life and my dignity. I signed it, not knowing that I would give up all my independencia in foreign relations. It gave them the right to intervene with us, to preserve my independence, life, and property, and establish naval bases on my territory. I was independent in name, but not in realidad.
Oh man, that platinum you're complaining about? Yeah, stop, okay? Because I gave you everything. I fought for you through thick and thin, okay? When you had that uprising that threatened your stability as a country in 1906, I stomped on that fire, saving you.
You were just using me for my naval bases and your own selfish power. Did you ever even think of me?
Hey baby, you knew we got involved. That imperialism was on my mind, okay? Imperialism was on my mind, okay?
I didn't know it would change you as who you were as a country, un país. You were the land of freedom.
You're just jealous because I'm better than you. I try to civilize you savages. You're untamable, man. I helped you become more civilized and claim your independence. You could have done it on your own.
How dare you? I knew about you, but I thought we would be differente. I didn't know your big stick policy would rule our relationship. You ruined me.
No, I saved you. Alright, thank you, Cuba. So now, let's move on to another topic with our guest, America, to naval power. So, please explain how naval power played in your relationship with Japan, America.
Well, the way I see it, I kind of ended the Russo-Japanese War, and we happened to also get free trade from the region when I did that, so.
What do you mean by that, America? Please explain the situation.
Okay, here's the deal. I told the Japanese to mediate their conflict with Russia, and then the Japanese said that they wouldn't go any further into Russian territory, and then the Russians said that they would recognize all the territorial gains of the Japanese, and then I just happened to get free trade out of it, so that's all, really.
And how is your relationship now with Japan?
That's a touchy subject. Japan, they became a strong naval power after this whole shenanigans, so because they became more powerful, they started excluding me and my country, from all this trade in that region. So I just wanted my power to be recognized by their government, and I didn't want to be walked all over. So I sent 16 battleships of my Navy, the American Navy, and all around the world, and they just took a little quick pit stop in Japan, showed their guns a little bit, then went back. And it was unprecedented, so no one really knew about it, but no big deal, it was all good.
Alright, and if I'm not mistaken, you called that the Great White Fleet, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, okay. I think we have enough here, America. So, after this short break, we're going to discuss America's relationships with Mexico. Alright, be right back. Alright, folks, welcome back to my show. In case you missed it, we are currently discussing American foreign policies in the progressive era. Let's bring out our next guest and neighbor to the United States, Mexico.
Hola, hola. Gracias.
Mexico. While America has not had direct control of you at any point in time, I would say they have been pretty controlling. Would you agree to that?
I would say that is a pretty valid statement.
Explain to us, Mexico, how did America go from being a business partner to being involved in your government?
We had a horrible leader, Porfirio Diaz. This dictator strongly approved of a great amount of American business in Mexico. However, in 1910, the popular leader, Francisco Madero, overthrew the military regime. He did not support American business in our country. That encouraged a new leader, General Victoriano Huerta, to get rid of Madero and take over because he supported American business in our country. However, the Huerta administration by themselves murdered Madero before dos Estados Unidos could.
Alright, okay. I'll be the first to admit, man, that at first my motives were about my personal foreign policy. I just want to make sure my business was thriving in other places. However, I did not see that one coming, what the Huerta administration did to Madero. That ain't me, man. That ain't me.
So then, your new president, Woodrow Wilson, publicly stated he would not accept a government of butchers in our country and would not support this regime. Wilson went on to support Venustiano Carranza, a constitutionalist who also opposed Huerta. In 1913, Huerta established a new military dictatorship which helped American businesses, so that Carranza could no longer become president. Huerta went on to capture 7 American sailors on the USS Dolphin, which had gone ashore in Mexico. Wilson was angry and wanted our soldiers to do a 21-gun salute to the American flag to display penance. Our soldiers of Mexico, to display penance to America. I refused. I would not show them that I am submissive to everything Americans wanted. Wilson used as an excuse to capture the port of Veracruz in Mexico. What was thought to be a bloodless exchange turned into a small fight where 126 of our soldiers and 19 Americans were killed.
Yo man, okay, the big stick policy was important in this incident, okay? You know, I couldn't let your government disrespect me like that, alright? Something had to be done. You know, we tried to speak softly and negotiate terms and whatnot, but you know, that didn't work. So you know, I had to be a little tougher, you know.
This incident strengthened the position of Carranza because he captured Mexico City and forced Huerta to leave the country. However, Wilson was angry when Carranza refused to accept American guidelines in their new government. So Wilson, out of anger, shortly supported Pancho Villa, who was leading a rebel army against Carranza. But the United States and Wilson quickly abandoned him when Villa's military position deteriorated and they weren't as powerful. In 1915, Wilson was granted preliminary recognition to the Carranza government. Villa was angry that he did this and felt as though it was a betrayal because those Estados Unidos used to be with him. So in 1916, Villa shot 16 American mining engineers in Mexico and shot 17 more Americans across the border into New Mexico. With the permission of the Carranza government, Wilson ordered an American expedition to find Villa.
You know, again, my big stick policy was important in this incident, you know? This man killed some of my civilians, and I was not going to let him get away with it, you know? We could not let our power be deteriorated by Pancho Villa.
You guys never did find Villa, but you did engage into ugly skirmishes with Carranza's army. Again, we stood at the brink of war, but Wilson quietly withdrew American troops from Mexico and was granted formal recognition in the Carranza regime to prevent further skirmishes.
Quite the history you guys got there. It sounds like America's motives at first might have been to better themselves, but eventually you guys all worked it out. Thank you so much for your time, Mexico, and for your insight. Alright, so America, I think we can take from this is that you have a bit of a control issue. You are constantly trying to control foreign powers, especially in Latin America.
America's the name, imperialism's the game. What can I say? I'm just helping these people out.
Alright, America, do or don't take my advice, but being Dr. Phil, you know, I suggest that you keep your business relationships business, and your political relationships political. Okay? Thank you for watching my show. This is our guest, America, and alright, so I hope you learned something about yourself today. Alright, thank you for stopping by, America.
Thanks, man.
It's good having you on the show.
If it's happening now, we're going to deal with it now.
Stand by, Dr. Phil.
This is going to be a changing day in your life. I'm taking people with real problems and moving them into the Dr. Phil house.
Hello, I'm Dr. Phil. Thanks for watching my show today. This show is brought to you by the Rough Riders.
Behind closed doors.